Cai, are you ready to record, mate? Predictions for Fastlane? Yeah? Cai, you're on mute. Cai? Cai? Mute. You're on mute. Hello everybody, my name is Bragster and welcome to Fastlane 2021 predictions. And look who it is! He's here!
We're here, we've finally got it in person. Finally actually managing to do this in person rather than on a Zoom call. The production value is going up.
I know.
I'm not, can I just say, I am not actually this small. It's because I am sat on a very small chair. Connor's taller than me quite a bit, but like, I mean, I am sat on a very small chair.
I'll get to your level. There
okay, thanks, Connie. Yeah, that was fair. I'd rather us both be small than one of us be tall, one of us be small. But yeah, perfect.
So yeah, this card is shaping up to be a really good one. Surprisingly, bear in mind it is, obviously I know they called it this a few years ago, it's a roadblock to WrestleMania.
Yeah, actually
it really is.
Yeah.
It's a nuisance, it's a pain in the ass.
Especially with Mania 2 weeks away, it's not letting anything build, is it?
It's really not. Like, this card has had almost no build to it. No. Yet, I can't name a bad match on this card.
To be honest, just looking at it now, we've got it in front of us. I don't really care for tag team women's division, but it's going to be a good match. Yeah. It was a good match last time on the pay-per-view, so I imagine it's going to be a good match. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a decent card.
So, without further ado, wait a minute. Before that, should we show them what we're fighting for?
Let's show them what we're fighting. Isn't it love that we're fighting for? Got the belt on the line.
This is what we are fighting for.
This is currently the tag team title belt from 2013, some of that era, 12-13 era. But we're gonna get it like a logo. We're gonna get Connor's logo printed on it. But that is what we're gonna get.
This is it. We haven't got a name. We haven't got a logo.
We've got a kid's belt.
We've got a kid's belt. For those of you concerned, we did not nick this off a child.
What we were saying about the production value?
Production value has gone up. This channel, it is high. It's on the highest end.
Yeah.
But I do like to say, mate, looks bloody good on my shoulder.
It'll look even better online, mate.
I could get very used to this, and as you have never beaten me,
alright, well,
we will have that yet again, and I will be the king of predictions.
Absolutely not.
So, after the mock-up earlier, without further ado, we'll start with the United States Championship match between Riddle, he's not Matt Riddle, he doesn't have a first name, and Mustafa Ali.
I'm surprised he's got Mustafa, to be honest. It was Ali, wasn't it, at one point? And
he brought it back.
He brought it back, yeah.
He brought it back because this whole Retribution storyline.
They shouldn't just fight for the United States Championship here. They should fight for the right for their first name. Like, if Riddle wins, he wins back the map. And if Mustafa loses, he loses the Mustafa. Oh no, did he lose the Ali, or did he lose the Mustafa?
He lost the Mustafa.
Yeah, he lost the Mustafa, yeah. So yeah, he should lose the Mustafa if he loses to Riddle. And Riddle should gain back the map.
I miss our Zoom calls, I can just ignore this stupidity.
You can cut it out.
I can just ignore it. So who have you got?
I've gone with Riddle for this one. I think Riddle's going to retain. I can't see Mustafa giving the belt yet. I think they're building to something with Mustafa about him splitting from Retribution. I think Riddle will eventually... the United States Championship is going to use in a multi-man match, I think, at Mania. I think that's what they're building towards, because there's no real storyline. Unless this is the storyline going into Mania where it's Retribution splitting from Mustafa Ali. Will he split at Mania? Who knows? But yeah, I think it's too early to put the belt on Mustafa, and I think if you were going to have him win the big one, well, I say the big one, it's the United States title, but if you're going to have him win the title, it's going to be at Mania, not Fastlane.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like now would be a great time for Mustafa. Mm-hmm. I'm not the biggest fan of Riddle at the moment. I prefer NXT Riddle. NXT Riddle had this little bit of an edge to him.
He also had a first name.
He also had a first name, but he had a bit of this edge to him that I really enjoyed. And at the moment, although his thing. Have you seen his thing on Monday Night Raw where he went on the scooter through Retribution? That has to be one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So I give credit, they did that one really well, but I'm not really enjoying it. But as you said, like, I do feel like they're building to something with Retribution. I've mentioned to you before, I think this is building to Retribution getting their names back. I think this is the build. Mustafa's belittling them and then going, well, clearly you need a boost. Clearly you need something to get the best out of you, and to get the best out of you, we need to bring out the real you, which is then their normal selves.
They'll do it on the Raw after Mania. That would be a cool little skit, and then they get their normal names back. Yeah, I can see it.
That would be really cool. They probably won't do it because it's WWE, but that would be really cool, and I think that's where they're going. Yeah. But I feel like it needs a few more mistakes by Retribution before then.
Definitely. Right, so the next match on the card is Nakamura v Seth Rollins. So, Connor, who have you got and why?
I have gone for Seth Rollins. I feel like the build to Mania for this feud is obvious, but I like it. As I've always said, I go by the motto in wrestling, sometimes obvious is the right thing to do. Yeah. And right here, they're building Seth Rollins versus Cesaro at Mania, which I'm going to say it, I think that will be Cesaro's big moment. I think that will be Cesaro's big moment. I think they actually are starting to see what Cesaro's got. So I feel like that's what they're doing, and I feel like it starts here with a Seth Rollins win over Nakamura, maybe a few shenanigans, maybe like a beat down after the match, something like that, to really fuel the feud. But I think it starts with a Rollins win here, then he loses to Cesaro, and then goes and cares for his child again.
See, I've gone with a very similar input. So I'm going Rollins. I think Rollins will win. But I think it's going to be a very different road to Mania. I don't think the match is obvious and the build is obvious. So I think, at the moment, Rollins last night on Smackdown, when we're recording this, it was last night, so when it go out, it'll be last night as well.
Yeah.
When Rollins, when Nakamura came out, he goes, Cesaro's better than you. And he goes, Cesaro, so you're better than Cesaro, I think they're building towards Nakamura and Cesaro against Seth Rollins and someone else, and I can't figure out who that else is yet. Murphy, that's what I'm thinking. I think Murphy could come back and get involved with Rollins, which would make sense.
Yeah,
nice.
He's been involved already.
Yeah, he has. It makes sense. I think that's where they're going to go with it. I think the fact that something's going to happen on Sunday at Fastlane that's either going to involve Murphy coming out to save Seth Rollins to help him win, or Cesaro's going to come out and perhaps, if they're going down the route you're going down, cost Nakamura, and which will eventually, lead to a Rollins win. I think Rollins is going to win this despite the shenanigans. There's going to be shenanigans in the match. Just who is it going to go towards? But I think Rollins is going to take the victory.
Either way, it will be a great match.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Possibly steal the show as well.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, depends which Nakamura we get, because it depends which Nakamura shows up. You never know which Nakamura is going to show up.
No. Next up, we have possibly, for me, one of, if not the most intriguing match on the card, which is the intergender match between Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss. Who have you got and why?
I've gone with Alexa Bliss. I think Alexa Bliss is beating Randy Orton clean. Just flat out clean. She's going to go in there and there's going to be no Fiend appearance. There's going to be no kendo, like anything. Is it no DQ or is it just a standard match?
Normal match.
Normal match, okay. Well, there will be no kendo sticks then, because it's a disqualification. They can't be disqualified. But Alexa Bliss is going to physically outmuscle Randy Orton, and that is what we're going to see. And it's probably not going to happen. But I'd quite like to see Alexa Bliss pin Randy Orton clean, get back revenge on Randy Orton for RKOing Nia Jax in the Royal Rumble a few years back. Alexa Bliss, that's her sole purpose for going to this match. Forget the Fiend, she's going in to get retribution for Nia Jax. Then Retribution are going to come
out. For fuck's sake! I heard you say Retribution, I was like, it's not.
Retribution are coming out. Mustafa Ali, I don't know how he's going to get involved, but Nia Jax isn't going to come out in a normal attire. She's going to come out with like a mask on, and she's going to be called Chocolate Millionaire Shortbread rather than Flapjack. And Nia Jax is going to come out and stand at ringside with this mask on. She's not like most girls. And physically just stand there and just watch Alexa Bliss Do you know what? Actually, I'm up for Alexa Bliss, Aka, and Randy Orton out of his boots. That's what I want. That's what I want to happen. Or I want to go with Ross's predictions, where we end up with Randy Orton end up in a black hole. If you haven't watched the Cut Hard predictions, I mean, you can go watch them if you really want to. But yeah, basically Randy Orton ends up in a black void and sees Triple H and John Cena. Obviously, because Triple H was vanished from the other week's Raw, and Cena hasn't been seen since Mania.
Forgot about Triple H.
Yeah, so I mean, Randy Orton is going to get beat by Alexa Bliss either way. That's my prediction.
If I'm completely honest, I dreaded this specific match because I knew your big mouth would start going.
Also, can I just say something quickly? In that cut-out predictions, they stole my levitating idea. They started talking about levitating between these two, and I was like, "Well, funny, we've done that first."
We did do that.
We did that. Well, you know, Alexa Bliss levitating would make sense in this match actually.
We are.
Maybe Nia Jax levitates.
Maybe Alexa Bliss turns into Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
And then she becomes Scarlet Witch to the monster.
I'd like that. That'd be quite good.
That'll be cool.
Quite good.
I have gone for. It's tough.
Ooh.
I'm gonna stick with the T-shirt. If you've probably seen it,
It's a good T-shirt.
It's a really nice T-shirt.
Shop.com.
Yeah, this is.
Use code Bragster for 10% off at checkout.
That is completely false. If WWE do want to sponsor me at any point, my Twitter, my Twitter DMs are open. So please feel free to do whatever you want to sponsor me, please. I would love that. Thank you, WWE.
I don't know what's worse, that or me plugging my podcast in the lecture. I really don't know what's worse.
So I'm going to stick with Alexa Bliss here. I believe, personally, there will be shenanigans. I do not believe it'll be clean.
Neither do I. I was joking.
Okay. I believe it will have something to do, obviously, the black stuff coming out. I feel like that's going to cause Randy to go maybe down on his knees or something like that, and then Alexa Bliss just absolutely destroy him. Stop it.
No, I've just had an idea.
That's why I said
stop. You know, Randy's been coughing up black stuff. What happens if Triple H and John Cena are inside Randy Orton? That's why, because obviously they're in the pitch black void, and Randy Orton's coughing up the pitch black void. So maybe his stomach is maybe Randy Orton's eating John Cena and Triple H.
If anyone else wants to replace Kai on these predictions, please feel free to DM me on Twitter. Please.
So what was you saying? Sorry, I interrupted you.
That's fine. Alexa Bliss is going to win the match, but I feel like there will be plenty of shenanigans. I know that's very weird for Randy to lose here, go on to face the Fiends and lose at Mania. But I feel like it makes sense in storyline. There's certain storylines where losing from start to finish makes sense. Yeah. And I feel like this Randy Fiend thing since New Year, since TLC.
So do you think Fiend or Randy's winning at Mania?
Fiend.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Well, do you think Orton's like literally lost every single match against him? Oh no, he beat him.
No, he beat him in the Inferno, which is why it made sense. Was they needed an excuse to bring out a new Fiend, so they did that.
Do you think we're gonna get any Fiend?
I think we're gonna get a burned one.
I can't see it. I reckon what we might get is like a third. So we've had 5. I don't know, 4. It'll be a 4th, won't it? Because we've had like Lodge House, Bray Wyatt, where he just on a rocking chair. We've had the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and we've had the Child's presenter, Bray Wyatt. Yes. Don't know why I'm still rocking. So we could potentially get a 4th in the sense that because he put the thing on Twitter, didn't he? The caterpillar, cuckoo, whatever it was.
Honestly,
I just don't know what we get.
Whatever he comes out with, it's Bray Wyatt.
It's gonna be good. If he's been given creative control.
And as we've seen, obviously not in terms of booking, but as we've seen in terms of his character with this whole Fiend thing, he's been given full creative control. And if anyone is smart enough, they will just continue to let him have that. And I think they will as well, which will be amazing. So Alexa Bliss for both of us. No changes in either of the show.
No. Okay, so the next match on the card is Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus in a no-holds-barred match. May I add, their matches on Raw recently have been incredible. They have been so pay-per-view. They are incredible. Them two have got.
They're holding Raw together. This whole storyline between Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Bobby Lashley is holding Raw together.
They've got a lot of chemistry of them.
Yeah.
Them two. Who have you got? And why?
So, I've gone for Drew. I've gone for Drew. But I wouldn't mind Sheamus. Okay. I'll explain in a minute. Okay. But I've gone for Drew. I feel like what they've done is they've announced the Mania match. They're going to make us think they're going to swerve. Because that's what everyone's thinking. I think it's not going to be a swerve. I think that's why the no holds barred's coming. I feel like there's a possibility Bobby Lashley could cost Sheamus.
Okay.
And then it will be a Sheamus Bobby Lashley for the title on a Raw before Mania. Okay. I feel like that could happen because there's 2 weeks, isn't there?
Yeah.
So I feel like that could happen. I feel like that'd be a really nice build. I feel like that's why the no holds barred is there. So when Bobby Lashley comes out, we're like, oh my god, he's going to cost Drew, and instead he swerves us and possibly cost Sheamus. Yeah. However, I would genuinely be up for a triple threat at Mania now. I would. Personally,
3 big sweaty.
I want Bobby Lashley to come out of Mania as champion. I don't think he will, but I want him to, because I feel like right now, I actually agree with a few people online who have said that we are now concerned and we're getting to a stage where are they pushing Drew too much like they were with Roman Reigns back in the day,
maybe,
where we start resenting him rather than...
I think Drew's this character, whereas the difference between Drew and Roman had the potential to be this badass like he is now, but as a face as well, he could be a badass like a tweener, whereas Drew is that. Drew is the badass, and we can't ask him to then turn heel, because if he turned heel, he'd be kind of doing what he is now, just hating the crowd. But he's like that tweener where he does heely things, but he's a face and everyone loves him because of it. Which is why I don't think people will turn on Drew. Some might, some might, but I don't think they'll end up. Have you spelled his name right on that?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, so I've actually gone for Sheamus. This is where we differ for the
first time. This is where we differ for the first time.
So I've gone with Sheamus. So basically, Drew has won every single time on Raw, apart from the one that was ended in no contest. I don't know what I did with that. But I think... Anyway, I've gone with Sheamus because I think Sheamus, they're wanting Drew to look strong, so they'll have Lashley cost him. I think you thought the way that maybe Swervers, because WWE we're talking about here, they're not going to try and Swervers that close to Mania. They just won't do it.
Yeah, but the Sheamus winners the Swerve.
Do you think? No, but it'll be Bobby Lashley that cost Drew, so it'll be that's not really a swerve. Do you think? Right here, I'm going to put this to you. Brock Lesnar was supposed to be in Sheamus's position.
No.
Do you not? Because there was a talk to the Drew before a few weeks back. There was talks to the Drew, Lashley, and Lesnar.
No.
Mania.
Basically, what that was a lot of people fantasy booking is what it was. But
there was a lot of rumours speculating that Brock was coming back from Mania. Now there was a crowd. I think personally, I know this match wouldn't have been. They wouldn't have had McIntyre and Lesnar at Fastlane, but I think Lesnar was supposed to be in Sheamus' position. I think they've found a way to shoehorn Drew, because this storyline between Drew and Sheamus has gone on for a long time. It's actually gone on to the point where it started all the way back when The Fiend was still here, because the puppets were behind them both, weren't they? I remember. So it's been there a while, and I think it was supposed to cut just at Elimination Chamber.
Maybe,
It was supposed to end at Elimination Chamber, and then Brock was supposed to get involved, but obviously they've had complications with Brock, and he hasn't been involved. So I think, like you say, I think it's going to be a triple threat at Mania. I think it's going to be McIntyre, Sheamus, and Lashley.
I would love that, because again, they could get weapons involved as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like that...
Hardcore. Between them three would be incredible.
But I feel like they don't need the stipulation. It's just with triple threats, there's no DQs.
Yeah.
So they can get away with it.
Big men just...
3 big men just beating the living shit out of each other.
This is why we love wrestling.
Yeah.
3
big men whacking their meat. Sorry. Sorry.
Next match.
Next match.
Oh shit! Just need to come off the chair.
Next up on the card is Intercontinental Champion Big E versus Apollo Crews. Who have you got and why?
Champions returning. I've gone with Big E. I've gone with Big E because I think, similar to the United States Championship, if they're going to crown Apollo, it's going to be at Mania. They've got this new character for Apollo, which is working really well. I actually quite like it. It gives me I don't know why, but it gives me very much similar vibes to when The Rock started. You know, when The Rock joined, like,
Nation Domination.
That's what I forgot what it was called.
That is a great shout.
It's almost giving me
Apollo
that
Crews
vibe.
to be the next Rock
There you go.
confirmed.
He's going to be in all the next movies. But yeah, Apollo Crews, I think they've almost given that Apollo Crews that character.
Yeah.
And to start again, and it'd be great now if they built a faction around Apollo Crews
I would
with
love
that, and they could almost go against
The only issue is that's the issue
yeah.
is
It's very similar,
it would look like they're trying to play off the Hurt business.
maybe. But yeah, I think if they're gonna crown Apollo, it'll be at Mania. But
That's why I think he's come with bodyguards now.
maybe, yeah.
I think what they were thinking was, we'll do faction,
Yeah.
and then realised, shit, we've got Hurt business. So we've said, how can we make him look badass with people to get on his side? And that was with the bodyguards.
Do you know what I'd love? Apollo Crews to win the title at some point, a Big E turn and join Apollo. That would be
Cool.
incredible.
Well, you've seen there's been a lot of heelish tendencies in Big E.
Yeah, there has.
Which is why I've gone with Big E.
Yeah.
Like the segue?
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Like that.
Thank you. Go
I thought you
me.
were gonna leave me hanging there.
No. I saw out the corner of my eye. So I'm going with Big E here. However, I believe this has got the possibility of being a count-out win.
Okay, yeah. I can see that.
I'm banking
Yeah.
here on, I think, because one of the singles titles always ends up being a multi-man. I think that's going to be the United States because it needs it. It needs it. And I feel like the Intercontinental Championship will be a repeat of this. However, it'll be like a no holds barred.
Yeah, there's a stipulation.
There will be a stipulation because you're seeing a heelish side to Big E, and I feel like they're going to get too involved, and that's what's going to stop the match.
If it does end in a count out, would you be against a steel cage or something like that? Maybe
No.
between them.
No, because it would be the second ever steel cage at Mania.
Would it?
Yep.
Wow, what's the steel one?
The other one was in the 90s, I can't remember who it was.
Okay.
I think it involved Bret Hart or Hulk Hogan, I can't remember which. It was like one of the big ones at the time. But it's the only steel cage match to take place at Mania. So it'd be really nice to have the second ever with these two really up and comers. Not top of the table.
No,
like,
they'll be there eventually.
Yeah,
if they're built the right way, which they're booking the right way.
I feel
now.
like Big E is on the road to Universal title.
Yeah.
I feel like Apollo Crews is starting off his career. I feel like this is the start.
You feel like, and you look at this card, right, and you look at all the matches.
This is
future. They're building a lot of talent here. This is the future of. This is where it's going to go because you're going to eventually having Big E and Apollo near the top. Drew McIntyre is obviously going to be near the top. Bliss is going to probably lead that women's division for a long time. And then Nakamura's a bit older. Not Rollins and Nakamura. I know Rollins is slightly younger.
Ali's got potential.
Ali, Riddle as well.
And this is the thing. I think that's why you and me look at this card and we're so happy with it because
they're finally starting. This Mania is shaping up to be a building of the future rather than bringing back old timers and bringing them in. Because there's not one legend back here, is there?
Hogan's hosting Mania. Hogan and you haven't had the second one. The second one's worse.
What is it?
Titus O'Neil.
I don't mind that.
Hulk Hogan and Titus O'Neil.
I quite like that.
We're gonna get another.
That's not a great combination.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I didn't think about that. Maybe that's because
maybe the way they're doing it.
Two different nights.
Okay, yeah.
They'll keep them
separate.
Titus just beats the shit out of Hulk Hogan.
I was going to say, that's why Titus did have heat with him, did he? He came out in an interview and slagged him.
Probably. But yeah, I'm going with Big E and hoping for shenanigans. I was tempted to go for a no contest.
Okay, yeah.
I was very tempted.
But then you're very limited.
But I'm very limited myself, and I feel like Big E's retaining, so the best way to go with that is to have put Big E to win.
Yeah.
But if it does end in a no contest, then I predicted it first.
So, the penultimate match actually on this card, I don't know why it's this high up, because I really don't care about it all that.
It's in a random order, you're not.
I reckon this might be actually how it goes with the Universal title on last.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know, who knows. But yes, we've got Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax the women's tag team champions, that prestige belt, why they're bringing in NXT one, I do not know.
They should have just moved it over.
Yeah, they literally should have just had where they flow. But anyway, so you got Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax against Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. Again, it's a rematch because didn't we have this at Elimination Chamber?
We did have this at Elimination Chamber, and Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax won. I feel as if, for me, they're doing this again for one reason. They fucked up at Chamber.
Yep.
I feel like they fucked up at Chamber and forgot to put heat between Banks and Belair.
Yes.
What they did was they just had them lose and it all be about Reginald and that's it.
Yeah.
And I feel like this time Reginald could get involved, but I feel like this is the time where Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair will go.
It needs to be. If it doesn't, there's a massive issue in that match at Mania. Massive.
Because I'm excited for that match, but I need them to get the casuals excited.
Yes.
And right now, there's no heat, there's no reason. It's just like, hi, mate.
We're gonna go for the
title. Yay!
Literally, I've won the Royal Rumble and I need to fight you. Even I've fought with you more times than against you in the last 6 months.
It's fucking bollocks. I'm going to go for Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax here. I feel as though this is where there will be tension between Banks and Belair. Finally, they'll lose the match. And I don't know who takes the pin because, to be completely honest with you, Belair has been shown to be so weak.
Pinned by Tamina. That is just something.
Yeah. Well,
that's
cute. So basically, what they should have done with Tamina pinning was the title match between Nia Jax and Sasha Banks on last night's Smackdown should have been Tamina.
Yes.
They should have turned it into a storyline there. And then had Tamina lose
to make Bianca look strong.
Or just lose to Sasha Banks. Done.
Yeah.
You know, but it could have built to a nice little title match, and it would have been really nice. Yeah. But instead, they used the win for no reason. Yeah. It made no sense. But I feel like Belair might be pinned again. You know.
Potentially, I've gone with Banks and Belair to win this one.
I thought you would have.
I'm going with the same prediction as I went for Elimination Chamber. I think
you lost that.
I think Banks and Belair, if they lose again to Nia and Shayna, how weak does that make them look? We're talking about. Whereas
I know Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax technically aren't a proper tag team, but they've been together long enough. They're a proper tag team. So I actually like the fact, not in WWE because WWE don't do it right. I like the fact, because I always liked fantasy book it, where you have the Intercontinental champion and the main champion versus the tag team champions on like a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And you have the tag team champions go over.
Yeah.
Although and then it sets up a title match with one of the singles champions.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted them to do here. Was I wanted Tamina to
Baszler and Banks would be incredible.
What I wanted was Tamina to get the win. Like when she got the win, I wanted her to go on to face Banks, lose, then dispatch, then Baszler pin or submit Sasha, and then have Baszler versus Sasha on the road to Mania. Because then you could end up, and then everyone's thinking, oh my god, we could end up with Baszler Belair. And that's the thing. You'd have then that tantalising feeling of, I don't care which one wins.
That's how they should have done it,
that's how they should have done it, but instead they don't like the tag division, they don't give a shit, and it's pointless.
I think they're going with Banks and Belair, because I think Banks and Belair, there's going to be that friction there, but they're still going to get the job done, and they're still going to look strong, because if you stick the belts on them two going to Mania, adds a bit more to it, whereas at the moment, Banks and Belair, they're fighting with each other. Nobody really cares. Like, it's going to be a great match, don't get me wrong. It'll be incredible.
That's why I've gone for the tension. I think this is where...
No, there will be tension there, but I think they'll win the title. The ref will hold it up on the opposite side, so they're stood away from each other, but still with the belts. And they'll build like the Michaels Cena Mania from a few years back. I said this at an Elimination Chamber. But having the champion and the challenger both be tag team champions going into Mania.
It's not going to happen.
No, but it might do.
It's not going to happen because they need 2 nights of Mania. And unfortunately for you...
2 nights of Mania, which means Banks and Belair defend on the first night and have the second match.
Because it's virtually confirmed that that's going to be on the first night.
Okay, well then they
what? You lose predictions.
Probably
precisely. You lose predictions.
I've conceded that one. Oh well.
Well.
How do you know it's confirmed on the first night?
Because pretty much main event WrestleMania from the Royal Rumble. It gives them an excuse to give the women's winner and the men's winner the actual main events.
Yeah, true. They're not going to go on last. Banks and Belair are not going to go on last.
It could do for the first night.
It'll be WWE that goes on last on there. WWE on one night, Universal. Whatever.
I think the WWE might open again.
Could do, yeah.
I think it might open again.
It was a good last year when Lesnar came out and said doing it for. It was great.
I think they could do that again and then have that on that because it will be a good match, and that's why I want Banks to fucking go heel. I wanted to do it. I wanted to heel it up and be like, Belair, you are not good enough. You've lost to this. You've lost to her. You've lost to her.
Yeah, because
you're not good enough.
You just got 2 weeks to do it.
And then but one promo. It takes one promo.
Isn't it good? Do you think it's going to be a bit like? Do you remember? It was last year actually when we had crowds. It was the night after Fastlane, and there was like literally a few weeks left. Cena comes out, goes, "Nah, I'm not having a match at Mania this year," and then the Fiend just comes out, goes like that, and then that's it. Literally, that is. Yeah.
How excited was everyone for that match? Just because
that's a good match though.
Just because of that. And all it takes is one promo, one segment, and Sasha Banks versus Belair is a main event feud.
Yeah, I suppose.
And the main event, because it will be the main event, is Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan with the rated R enforcer of Edge. Who have you got and why?
Should we just say it on 3? Because I feel like this is...
Again. Yeah. We've done this every week since...
Have we?
Yeah, every predictions we've probably done that.
Right, ready? Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns winning it, Reigns.
Why?
They're just not going to have him lose, are they? It's just not going to happen. They've done the graphic for Reigns v Edge already. It's just not going to happen. Realistically, I think it'll be a good dynamic. And I said to you before, a few weeks back, I am completely not against Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and Edge at Mania, because that would be an incredible match.
Yeah.
How good would that? Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Roman Reigns. Last night on Smackdown, he started doing a new... No, this is a serious one. He started doing a new spear.
Ooh.
I mean, have you seen it?
I've not seen it yet.
He spears and does like a commando roll out of it, and it looks so cool. I love it. I'll show you after this, but it looks cool. And yeah, so...
Bobby Lashley like? Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, but he goes sideways, does Reigns.
That's clever. And
it's good. It looks good. Yeah, it looks good. So yeah, I completely would love to see Reigns v Bryan v Edge at Mania, because then you could do it's Edge's maybe last chance to main event at WrestleMania, Daniel Bryan's potential last chance to do a WrestleMania, and Roman Reigns is the top tribal chief at the moment. Like, he's the top dog in Roman. You use the phrase dog, but he's the big dog now in
the big dog.
The big dog. So he made me jump there. But yeah, I think I would love to see that match, but I'm worried for Daniel Bryan, because if he loses this match and it's going to be Edge v Reigns at Mania, what's he going to do? Like, he hasn't got a match.
Yeah, that's the worry.
That's a concern. I think they are going to go with the triple threat. Maybe we see 2 triple threats for the main title.
I don't think they will. I think Sheamus will be involved in the WWE title mania. Actually, no, I've just decided. Now I think that's going to happen. I would like to point out, in the process of this predictions contest, Cai has predicted Sheamus to win, and since then has said, I've mucked up.
No, Sheamus will still win this match, but he won't be in the match.
And Sasha Banks versus Belair, he then went, I've mucked up.
Do you want to just take the title?
I'll just take the title now, shall I? This is great. There's a reason I keep winning.
Okay, well, we'll see. It's WWE we're talking about. They're unpredictable. Who have you got? Why have you got Roman Reigns?
I've gone for Roman Reigns because of Edge.
Yes.
I feel as though this could be the beginning of a Daniel Bryan heel turn.
Oh, I'd like that again.
I think it will be not Daniel Bryan. I think Daniel Bryan's showing it now.
I thought Edge was showing it a bit though when they were talking on.
They're swerving you.
Yeah, probably are.
Because I think it's going to be Bryan that turns, because Bryan's going to become desperate.
Yes.
And that's going to be the change, because if you hear him in all his promos, he's like, this could be my last chance. Yeah. This could be my last chance.
Mania,
and then he has 1 year of him just going, I need this. I need this. And he will do anything.
Do you think he'll win the Rumble?
He could.
Might be good back. That
might be a good back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that's what will happen. I feel like Edge will get involved in some way. I feel like that's why they've added him, is because Edge might cost him. It might end up with an Edge versus Bryan match on a Smackdown.
I'd like that.
Which I would quite like.
Do you know what? I get so worried every time Edge wrestles now before Mania because I watched last night and I was so scared. He did a hurricanrana off the top rope, and I was like, Edge, no, we're 2 weeks from Mania. Just keep it. Don't get injured again because you know. As much as like I love Edge and this is like. If he gets injured again,
they're easing him in, that's what they're doing, they're easing him in.
Yeah, I suppose so, I suppose if he's having a few matches now, then
they're doing a match every now and again, up until Mania.
That J match was incredible though, by the way, if you haven't seen it. It was very, very good. They basically did it in a way where I thought potentially they would have squashed Jey Uso to have him Edge looked really strong going into the special forcer, but Jey Uso looked a real good threat to him, which built Jey Uso massively. He came out with that match looking really strong, even though he lost. It was very, very good.
Jey Uso.
Yeah, it actually is. Like, joking apart, could you see Daniel Bryan v Jey Uso?
That could be a possibility. I thought it was going to be
Owens?
I thought it was going to be Owens
Where's
and
he
Uso.
gone?
I don't know.
I feel bad for him.
I feel bad for him, but I feel like it will be Roman Reigns. I feel like Edge is going to get involved. I feel like that's going to be the change in it all. And I feel like it'd be a great visual at the end for Edge to spear Roman. The reverse.
Yeah, to finish it.
Reverse.
Yeah, it'd be good.
And it'll be 2 pay-per-views on the bounce. Edge is finished on top.
Yeah.
To then put jeopardy in the fact of there's no way he'll finish on top 3 times.
He's winning, mate. He's winning it, mate.
But
the title's coming back on the second night. The World Heavyweight Championship is coming back on the second night of Mania, and I will. Actually, I nearly said I'll eat my sock if it does, but I don't want to say that because that's fun. No.
You know what trouble saying you'll eat something gets you into.
Yes.
So yeah, that is the card. That is our first in-person predictions for the first time
ever.
Not only will there be this glorious bout.
Every time we do that now, we need to just say, every time you hold the belt, it's glorious.
So not only will this glorious bout be on the line, however, special announcement.
Oh no, I don't know about this. Do I?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Me and Kai, for the first time
yes, I do know this.
ever, will be streaming our reactions on Sunday evening, Monday morning, live for the Fastlane pay-per-view. If you want to come and join us, please do. It should be a really good laugh.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get it set up nicely. If there are technical issues, do bear with us because it's our first time doing it. But yeah, so we will be doing that. So please, if you're interested, do come along and stick out with the show with us because it's going to be a fun one. Plus, you get to see me crowned as the true champion at Fastlane. I'll be officially crowned the true champion.
Not a chance. Not a chance in hell.
We'll see you in the next video.
Goodbye.